Hi, my name is Benjamin Parks. I'm a mechanical engineer and computer science engineer here at the University of Iowa, and I am building Aurora SleepWatch. So a little bit about our core values. Aurora strives to transform lives by changing the way that people sleep through innovative solutions and education that helps people do more with their day. I want you guys all to ask yourselves, have you ever woken up after a long night of sleep or after a nap still feeling exhausted? Chances are that you woke up at the wrong time in your sleep cycle. The problem comes with traditional alarms that wake you up at an arbitrary time to your body clock. This can result in brain fog, disorientation, slow starts to your morning, snoozing, and what I call waste sleep, which is sleep that occurs in non-regenerative states. So the solution is the Aurora SleepWatch. It wakes you up during the lightest phase of your sleep, which prevents those nasty ailments. It wakes you up refreshed and ready to go, and buys back 10 or 20 minutes in your day, depending on what your body needed. It does this with a heart rate sensor and a proprietary algorithm that uses a technique called cardiopulmonary coupling, if you're into science. And additionally, it will also provide sleep tracking statistics to a partner app if one wanted to see it. One of the big questions with this is, why would I build this now? And it's because it's a blue sky market, that there is no other competitor making dedicated hardware for a smart alarm clock. And the interest in smartwatches, wearables, and health over the last few years has been absolutely skyrocketing. In a minute, you'll see that it's competitively priced for the current smartwatch market. And this is for the optimizers. The world loves optimization. It's for optimizers, the hustle bros, and for all those productivity gurus out there who are absolutely trying to squeeze the most out of life. My top level business model is pretty simple. Because my design and research costs are fairly low, the big costs are hardware, distribution, and marketing, which I would hope to get ahead of with pre-orders. And my revenue is pretty simple. Right now, the hardware costs $27 a unit. If I price it at the least for $40 a unit, which I'm told is too low, that still nets a $13 margin, not including the distribution and the packaging. So the competition right now mainly subsists of sleep tracker apps, which often have the alarms tacked on as an afterthought. And they use inaccurate metrics like sound and movement to try to gauge where you are and assume where you are in your sleep cycle. They're not advertised as smart alarms, they're often unclear if there's a watch equivalent, and most of them pretty openly have unethical privacy practices. Mattress pads similarly suffer from the same inaccuracies and absolutely don't work if there's a partner present. So the advantages with the Aurora SleepWatch is that proprietary heart-based algorithm and that it's a dedicated device. It is one device with one purpose that works simply. If you're working with, say, the Apple platform and you were trying to have something like this, you'd have to turn on theater mode every night so that when you wake up, your battery isn't dead, or you have to turn on Do Not Disturb so you're not getting calls during the night. The Aurora SleepWatch is a simple drop-in system that allows you to just set the time range that you want to wake up in, and then wake up simply and easier in that time. It's easier to market than an app, and it allows for better product placement, such as at mattress stores like Denver Mattress or Mattress Firm. And it reaches the 4 out of 5 Americans that don't use smartwatches. It also allows smartwatch users to charge their watches overnight. And it has a lower cost than smartwatches. And so a rough timeline of where I want to be is during the next month I want to be testing and refining this first prototype. And if all of that goes well, in July I want to start doing testing with my email list. And in August I would really like to have the beginning work on smart home integration. Because if you have integration with the Matter open standard, you could connect to a lot of things, such as when your alarm goes off, your blinds open to let light in, or you can set it up to go off to a radio. And so that allows people to really wake up the way that they want to wake up. And so I want to say thank you for listening. And my big ask is if you have experience in American electronics manufacturing, or you know somebody who does, I would love to talk to you. Thank you.
questions?
Okay, I'll start again. Great job, great job. I find this fascinating. So you touched on, you said something I found super interesting. So this is, I usually wake up between 6 and 7 a.m. every morning. So I usually, and if I need to get up, I set my alarm for 6 o'clock. So I will say I want to wake up between like 5 and 7, and it'll wake me up in that targeted, or what if my body is like, no, you actually like to sleep until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. How does this, give me a little bit about that.
So sleep cycles are, they vary, but they're generally around 90 minutes in time. And if you are sleeping for, say, 7 hours a night or 8 hours a night, you put a half-hour time range in there. I want to wake up from 8 to 8:30. It can read and see, all right, in here maybe you want to wake up at 8:10, so we give you back 20 minutes of your day. We wake you up at 8:10. You are refreshed and ready to go, and you're not going to spend any, that last 20 minutes in that waste sleep range.
Very cool. Okay, that's what I was not understanding. Thank you.
I would say your pricing definitely seems low. It sounds like you've gotten that feedback, but I think I didn't buy it at that price, which is like a good thing. We don't want to seem like a cheap product either, considering the technology seems pretty impressive.
Doing research on that.
Do you wear the watch all day, or do you just wear it at night, and then you think something about putting on your normal watch during the day?
This is meant mainly for wearing at night. I mean, you could wear it during the day. It would absolutely track time and operate as a watch. But for the smartwatch users in particular, this is where you can take your smartwatch off, throw this on during the night, or if you're not really a watch user, but you want your smart alarm, just throw it on during the night. In the morning, throw it on the charger.
How does it wake you up?
You can do it by vibration and by sound, and like I mentioned, I really want to have Matter integration so that it can reach as many smart home features as possible. If you want to wake up blaring to AC/DC for some reason, when you're already going to wake up pretty easily, you can do that.
Can you put any information, like certainly want to get 8 hours of sleep at night, or is it just waking up at the right time to make you feel better? Or how does it work?
So it's not so much about saying, I want to get 8 hours. It's more saying, because most of us are on a schedule, we need to wake up at the latest by X time. This is about saying, well, at the latest I want to wake up at the X time, but if I can wake up 20 minutes earlier and feel better, this is where that comes in.
So you're working on your prototype now? Do you have it to share with us, or is it?
Got this in the mail
I was wondering
on.
about that.
Yep, got this on the mail on Monday, and I'm currently developing software for it.
Is it comfortable? I feel like I tried wearing my Apple Watch to sleep when I was wearing it more regularly, and I couldn't. It was too bulky for me.
I personally find it comfortable. One of the things that I want to look into is having it, I would like to have something more along the lines of like a sleeve that is, less obtrusive for people that, really hate the feeling of a watch. I'd love to have, that option and find something that fits for everyone.
What brought you to, since you were saying before that it's something you wear at night, why a watch? Why not a wristband or something that is less, usually you're not going to look at time at night?
The watch was actually so that it has simple operations, simple inputs. If you don't want to have to mess around with a companion app, or if you're one of the people that doesn't trust privacy practices around tracker apps and stuff like that, I wanted that to be completely optional. So you can program in on the watch, 8 to 8:30, just throw it on and go. It's about simplicity and just something working.
No, but what I was saying is that since it's a watch, it would be, you wear it during the day also. And it's not something, it's done only for night.
It was also more about being a familiar form factor to people, making it more something people are really familiar with.
Since you kind of mentioned in your slide, like this is like the first of its kind type of thing, how are you going to convince people through like your marketing or whatever to, you know, buy your watch? Like why would they want to buy it? Obviously why? How'd you get it?
Yeah, so actually in this last week, I met with a guy from FA Creative. His name was Chris, and I was talking with him, and he said this is the perfect kind of product to have in educational, video or short set that explains, what is important about the sleep cycle, what is the science behind it, and then bridge that connection and say, this is where the Aurora watch comes in, this is what it'll do. And so I want to have as many of those resources available as possible on the website. I definitely want to have a little blog putting stuff out there, helping people get that better sleep. In my mission statement, I said one of our key things is education about sleep.
So you're talking about an email list. How are you building your email list?
Right now, I'm building my email list by finding people that are kind of in my target demographic. Particularly, I'm looking at like gym goers and that younger crowd that's more receptive to technology. And I'm getting a lot of emails collected that way. Pretty quick with the interviews. I'd also like to look into maybe getting like gym email lists because I know that those exist. I'm not sure what the pricing is on that kind of thing, but looking into it.
Is there a way for people here to get on your email list?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to hear more about my product as I'm developing it, I'll take down emails.
Are you working on any kind of like website or landing page or?
I've been looking into it. I'm not sure what provider I want to go with yet, but I have kind of a sketch up of what I want to have included on the website, so I'm working on that.
Have you thought about like gamifying your product? So like giving like a sleep score, kind of similar to like what Rise the app does, where it tracks your sleep and energy levels?
I've thought about it. One of the things that I think kind of find with those is that they're really arbitrary. Your rings on your Apple Watch, for example, those are something that you set in Apple cages in their own, way. But this is less about, convincing you to do something, for a healthier lifestyle versus saying, hey, you're going to feel better. This is something that you want. We don't even have to gamify it. This is a result that you can feel.
And along those lines, excuse me, there is something about when I pick up my phone in the morning and it says good morning. There is something about hitting all those rings and being like, woohoo, that it is like this moment of gratification. So just to keep in mind, there is something along those lines that I would maybe not say normally, but there's something to it.
Especially with like a companion app, that's something that could easily be integrated, and I don't see a reason why I wouldn't, put something in that or like have a notification that says, yeah, you slept awesome this week, got all your hours in. That's pretty simple to implement, and I can absolutely improve that.
Along those lines of notifications, will this notify people if, it's a good time to go to sleep to get a certain amount of hours of sleep? So if the thing already knows you have to wake up by 8, 7, could you notify them at whenever the optimized sleep cycle is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because it can tell how much you actually slept the night before, it's pretty simple to say, you only slept, 6 hours or 5 hours yesterday, based on when you've been waking up. If you're somebody who wakes up every day at, generally around 8 o'clock, we recommend that you go to sleep by 11 or something like that. That's something that I would also like to have implemented with the companion.
Have you been introduced to Hassan Fad, who was the founder of Innovative Software Solutions? Yeah, Software Solutions. Oh, Software Engineering. Yeah, IC. I think he might be a good one for you to talk to. He's a mechanical engineer by trade and built an amazing company and then sold it, and now he spends his time in Colorado and skating. But I think he'd be a good one for you to talk to as well. He's very good.
I'll have to reach out to him.
Yeah, I can connect you.
Where do you see this in 5 years?
I would really love to see this having partnerships with, say, Tempur-Pedic or other sleep specialty companies. I think that this is something that is absolutely a cherry on the cake for any existing sleep tech. And if not a successful exit in 5 years, I want to be still developing more solutions beyond just the SleepWatch.
It would be super cool to buy a watch with your new mattress. Like, I see that. It's cool.
Cherry on top, ice
It
cream
is,
cake.
yeah.
So this is like a question of comments. Do you remember when everyone was into those weird sleep hacking cycles where you slept like 2 hours here and then 4 hours here and then your day was optimized, you slept like 4 hours and you were fine, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Would you allow this product to be used like that, or is that against like your mission of helping people feel better? I don't know how proven that science is, but does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a science that I've read a little bit about. I'm not the most familiar with it in the world, but I read a little bit about how the military was doing very similar things, allowing like their SEALs to get something crazy like 2.5 hours of REM sleep or something. I've read through a few of those things, and I'd love to learn more about it. It's not something that I would prevent people from doing, but as far as having integration, that's something that I'd have to learn more about.
Any other questions? If not, I'll ask our traditional final question. What can we as a community do to help you?
If you know anybody in American electronics manufacturing who knows how to make things closer to home, I would love to meet with them. Or if you know anybody who's just super passionate about sleep and would love to weigh in on what I'm working on, I'd love to hear from them.
Excellent. All right. Let's give Ben a round of applause.